Hi all, I am Rishabh and welcome to the data stuff. In today's video, we are going to learn what is the map transformation of an RDD. In RDD, we have different transformations, but map is, I think, one of the most commonly used transformation when you want to apply a data transformation logic on an RDD. So this is a like very widely used and it is mostly used with the reduce. So in map, what you are going to do, you are going to pass a function. That function can be an anonymous or lambda function, like we call it in Scala and Python respectively, or you can pass a function with a name. So you can have a def or you can have a function in Scala that you can pass, and this function will be applied on each and every record in the RDD. Now the function that we are going to pass here should be a pure function. What do we mean by a pure function? If you go into the mathematical definition, you can actually find it out, but in our case, for our learning purpose, a function is pure if that function returns the same output for the same input. So if I explain you by an example, suppose you are creating an add function and you are giving two numbers a comma b. So the return value will be a plus b. So now if you pass 2 plus 2, if you pass 2 and 3 or 2 and 2, it is going to give 4 and 5. So regardless whether you are passing 2 and 3 or 2 and 2, you know what your output will be, because that should be the output. 2 comma 2 will always give you 4. So if for the same input we are getting the same output, the function is pure in our case. Okay, now this is the sample that we are looking at. So what I'm using is a Boston housing data set. You can see the Boston housing data set here. We have total 14 columns. Now in the 14 call in this in the columns, we have like crime, zone, uh, and like non-retail business acres per town. So all these parameters are there, and Boston housing is mostly used when we are dealing with a linear regression problem or learning with linear regression problem in the machine learning. But right now what we are trying to do with this data set is to apply map function to clean it up. So in the first line, I created RDD1 and I used Spark context text file API to read this from the Databricks file system. So if you follow this path, you will find out the Boston housing.csv there. And then after that, we created the RDD. And then in the second RDD, what we are doing is we are removing the first row of the RDD1. Why we are doing so? Because if I show you RDD1, and if you see the output, you will find out our first row is nothing but header. We don't want this. So what I have done, I have collected the data of RDD1 and I have converted into a Python list and removed the first row, that is the header. And then out of that list, I again created RDD2. So if you check the RDD2, you will not find that particular row. Okay, so our header is gone. Now if you again see that particular output, you can find out now we are getting a list of string, where if you closely observe, our first number, that is this one, is nothing but a serial number. We don't use the serial number in any machine learning or anything. It was coming because it is a CSV file and it was numbered this way. So now what I am doing is I am going to remove the serial number and we are going to keep our string from this particular point onwards. Okay. So what I have done, I have used map and here I have passed lambda, where for each row I am going to start my string from the fourth index position, that is 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so if you apply this transformation using map on RDD2 and create an RDD3, the output of RDD3 will look something like this. See, the serial number is gone. Okay, in the final step I am again using map function and I am applying a split logic. So I am splitting each and every string on the comma. Okay, so if you have this string and there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay, so there are 14 columns. That means there are 13 commas. So if I'm going to apply this split logic, we are going to get a list inside list with 14 elements. All of them will be string, but now they will be separated instead of having this one whole single string. Okay, so if I'm going to do this, let's see what happens. You see, we have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay, now the next step, if I'm going to continue, would be to convert these strings into the respective data types. Now this will become double, this will become integer, and after this conversion, where we have converted everything into their respective data types, we can start working on our business logic. Okay, so here this two operation 3 and 4 are lambda functions. So when you are using lambda function on map, you are applying that lambda function on each and every record that has been stored on the RDD. So this is one of the most commonly used RDD transformation, and I hope you liked this video. Please like, share and subscribe, and we'll meet in the next video. Thank you so much.